Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, sorry I had to do it. Anyway, today's video, obviously, we're going live and we're talking about the distribution announcement for Group A. So let's just get right into it. Obviously, the people that are joining live, thank you for joining. If you have any Q&A, most of it will wait to the end, but obviously if it's relevant to the content I'm speaking of at the moment, we will discuss it. So what I have up here, well, in the corner, I have my Thinkorswim platform so I could see the movement in the various stocks. Pretty much everything's up except Mr. MSTR. Everything else is green because US and China maybe have a trade deal or something going on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Let me just start with that. So Group A, let me just see. This is the distribution calendar here. Group A, they declared today, right? June 11th. So this is obviously their schedule. Ex-dividend date will be tomorrow, which is June 12th. So tomorrow is when the price will drop by the amount of the individual distribution, plus or minus movement in the underlying. And then Friday will be payment date. So what do you have to do in order to qualify for the latest distribution, for the distribution that was announced this morning? You have to buy it on June 11th, this date, right? You have to own it on this date through and until, not through, I'm sorry, until this date. You have to hold it, you know, until the ex-dividend date. But again, buying it today, selling it tomorrow never really makes sense because obviously the price, the distribution is subtracted out tomorrow from the payment because that money comes out of the account, you know, tomorrow. So that it could work if timing wise everything works out, but ideally it's just not something, you're not fooling anyone, right? It's just not really a great strategy because it could backfire. All right, so anyway, what did they announce? What are they paying? Let's see. Let's go to the file here. Let's pull up some numbers. See what we can get. All right, I think that's enough, right? Yeah, that's enough. All right, let me go skim through the comments real quick. We got 94 of you. I know it's lunchtime on a work day, so I doubt I'm going to have too many people here. Maybe some people are retired. Rod is trying to retire. Yes, I am. I'm trying, right? That's why I'm working on my lunch. Yes, this is working, right? I call this my part-time job. Pistol Pete says sucky distribution. It was lower than I thought, that's for sure. We'll get into that in a second. The people demand more singing. Oh, man. You take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger. Way over town. That digs on me. Sorry. Blame brother AB. It's his fault, you know. He's causing this. But anyway, let's get back to work here. So what did TSLY announce? What are they paying? Believe it or not, they are only paying 40 cents. Do you believe this? 40 cents. 40 cents. I mean, 40 cents is still a 59% yield, almost 60%. So it's not small, but, you know, based on the income that they made this month, right? If we go back here, actually, I did remove the realized income because it's a new cycle. But they made about $1 something. I don't know. What was it? $1.20 something, I think, that they made. But yeah. Ears are bleeding. See, you could blame brother AB, man. He dared me, so I'm singing, right? I'm singing. Anyway, yeah. So they announced, they declared 40 cents. Why 40 cents? Well, because they felt like it, right? I estimated to be 78 cents, which was kind of in line with the last payment. And I thought since they had the good month, that's what they would pay. But I don't know. Let's take a look at the fund. Let's see how are their synthetics doing. I think they're kind of under. It's close. They're catching up. But before, maybe when they declared, which was what, Monday, wasn't probably looking too pretty. So they thought they were taking maybe the hit on the synthetics sooner or later. I don't know. But sometimes they pay more than others. Also, the IV in the overall market is down, so you have to keep that into consideration. So there's a lot of things involved here. But overall, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry, because whatever they don't pay, you keep that in your capital, right? If you own the shares of TSLY, if they pay you 40 cents and you wanted 80, that 40 cents is still in your capital. So if you really want to just sell some shares, right? If you're really that angry about it, sell some shares. I know that's not the idea behind it, but you get what I'm saying, right? But yeah, that's preservation for at least the next month. They're preserving the NAV, which I think is also important. And again, 40 cents is a 59% yield. Is it underpayment? I think so. I think they underpaid. That's just my opinion, but based on my guesstimate. So is it a big deal? No, not at all. They'll pay what they want to pay. Who cares, right? If we live off the income, right, we have to get used to this. We could get lower payments. In fact, this is actually the lowest distribution that TSLY has paid out ever. So, yeah, that's something to note. And yeah, I don't know. Good stuff. Anyway, let's move on from TSLY. OARK, they paid 39 cents. That is a 60% yield. GUI has paid 39 cents. That is a 40% yield. Zomo paid 24 cents. That is a 25% yield. YBIT paid 33 cents. That is a 39% yield. And that is also their lowest distribution ever. So yeah, TSLY and YBIT paying their lowest distribution ever. So yeah, it's what can you say, man? It's a low IV month. We got to get the volatility back in the market, man. Let's go. All right. SNOY, they paid $1.27. Awesome payment right there. That is a 95% yield. They're definitely the winner of Group A this time around. SNOY, I mean, I hated on them in the beginning, but they're doing well. They're kicking butt, man. All right. TSMY, 89 cents, 69% yield. BRKC, no payment. What? Obviously, they just launched, right? They launched on June 4th. It's been 7 days. Of course, there's no payment. So I did add them to my spreadsheet. Very happy about that. So the underlying for them, that they, they're trading on BRK.B, which is Berkshire Hathaway, obviously. This is the cheaper Class B fund. It's $491. And what else do you want to know? The IV. The IV on that is 15%. Super low IV. But, I mean, who the hell don't want to trade options on Berkshire Hathaway, right? I think it's a great addition. I love it for YieldMax. I don't know. I love it. I could be alone, but I just think it's a really good addition, especially for YieldMax. All right, let me fix the scroll. Okay, moving on. Crash, they declared 25 cents. That is a 70% yield. FEAT, $1.12. That is a 44% yield. And the FIVY, $1.06, much more than I thought. That is a 35% yield. Did I say 44? FEAT is 39% yield. I got to make sure I'm reading the right freaking column. All right, so any surprises? Yes, TSLY underpaid. I was off. I was way off on TSLY. My bad. I thought they was going to pay 78 cents. They paid 40. Who else was I way off on? Zomo, I thought they'd pay a little more, but they're paying 24 cents. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. No other crazy surprises outside of that. Also, let's talk about house money on Group A. And let's go from there. So far, we got 137 people. Sweet. Yeah, share with your friends and family. That's how this channel grows. And we keep on surviving, right? Like I said, we'll do some Q. I'm going to go over my options plays after this, maybe do some Q&A at the end. And it's whatever, man. It's a lunch break. Who gives a crap, right? We do whatever we want, you know? Group A. Anyway, Group A, let's make sure house money is picking up the proper fields here. Yep, it's going up to week 10. All right, so house money. Who has paid back their original investment? If you bought at launch, which fund paid you back 100% of your original investment? In Group A, the answer is 0. All right, 0. But TSLY, they're up to now 84%. They have paid you back 84% of your original investment. Number 2, what? No, this is not right. Google, man, you are messing with me. See, you can't even trust this crap. Look at it. It shows the launch price of FEAT to be at $11.25. That is not accurate. So I don't know. Why is it doing that? I'm going to hit refresh. It's going to screw up my Zoom. Something's wrong. I don't know. Again, I'm not having luck with Google Sheets this week. So I have to ignore this 80% under FEAT. It's not accurate. But who else? Who else is close? OARK is at 67%. SNOY, 54%. SNOY, like I said, kicking ass. I'm sorry. SNOY is at 57%. YBIT is at 54%. They're both kicking ass. But yeah, man, it's interesting times. That's pretty good. I mean, low payments, I guess, overall low payments, except for SNOY. But hey, it is what it is, man. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? When you trade options and the IV in the market is low, you know, you're going to get low premium, which means low distributions for you guys. All right, let's talk about YMAX, YMAG, and all these other weekly suckers, all right? What are they paying? Well, let's see. YMAX is paying 18 cents. That's a penny increase from the prior month. YMAG is paying 17 cents. That's a 3-cent decrease from the prior month. L to the F to the G to the Y, 47 cents. That's in line with the previous payment. GPTY, 30 cents, in line with the previous payment. SDTY, 22 cents, in line with the previous payment. QDTY, just so you know, this total number here, this is the adding up all 4 weeks during this cycle, all right? Because, again, up at the top, those groups, they pay 1 payment for every 4 weeks. This group pays 4 payments in those same 4 weeks. So that's why there's 4. That's 4 payments in one cell. But I'm just reading off the last payment. So this is the 4th payment. So QDTY, 25 cents, 2-cent increase from the prior month. RDTY, 30 cents, 9-cent increase from the prior month. And Ulti, again, it always pays 9 cents. There's no surprise there. And then Chippity-doo-dah, Chippity-day, 40 cents. That is a 5 to 6 cent increase there. Now, since we have all 4 payments in, we could talk about what their actual yield is. So YMAX yielding 70% for all 4 weeks. You know, again, we're adding all 4 weeks payments in, what the total yield is based on the current price. YMAG beat YMAX, 78% yield. LFGY, 61% yield. GPTY, 33% yield. SDTY, 28% yield. QDTY, 33% yield. RDTY, 33% yield. Ulti, 79% yield. Again, typically Ulti yields around 80%, which is pretty sweet. And then Chippity, freaking doodah, 36% yield. So again, not bad, not bad, not the bad at all. So yeah, oh yeah, let's look at house money for them, right? Why not? They're weekly payers. They got, assuming our freaking fields are right. Let's see, launch price. Yeah, launch prices look good. Okay, YMAX has paid back 58% of their original investment. All right, good job, YMAX. YMAG, 51%, and Ulti, 63%. So yeah, good stuff. And who's going to win? Ulti in this group, and then YMAX probably. Although who knows, man? Now that they add Berk C, right? They'll slow down the YMAX payment, so maybe YMAG will take the lead. You never know. But of course, Berk C will stabilize their NAV, which a lot of people love, right? Anyway, so what else? What else do we want to talk about? Let's see. I do want to talk about the recently filed funds. Scroll down here. I did add them to my spreadsheet. All right. Don't get too excited. All right. Oh, there you go. All right. So there was a filing that came out. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but there's a whole bunch of new funds. So I added them to my spreadsheet, but on the bottom, I don't know what order they're going to launch these. You know, it'll actually be available for us to invest in. But let's just go through them real quick. I only have the underlying ticker. I don't see what their YieldMax ticker will be, but again, that's kind of irrelevant at this very moment. But I'll list off the ticker, the underlying name for the ticker, and then the implied volatility, and then we'll go from there. All right. So first one they filed for AFRM. That's Affirm Holdings Inc. That has an implied volatility of 50%. All right. Next up is APP, Aploven Corp. They have a 63% implied volatility. Up next is ARM. Most people know ARM Holdings. They have a 48% implied volatility. Avgo, again, pretty safe company. Its underlying is Broadcom. I never understood why Avgo is the ticker for Broadcom, but hey, whatever, man. Their implied volatility, 36%. That's actually not bad for them. This is obviously CrowdStrike. This is a 34% implied volatility. That's kind of weak for them. GME, GameStop, obviously. Diamond hands, baby. Diamond hands. If I had the camera on, I'd be doing the diamond hands. 83% implied volatility there. I'm happy for GameStop. That's going to be a fun fund, which honestly I want to cover. I'm not going to lie. I want to cover that fund, but I'd have to drop one. Up next, Hims and Hers. Very volatile stock there. 84% implied volatility. This is the winner, though, as far as the highest IV, IONQ for IONQ Inc. 92% implied volatility, even in this low IV market. Man, oh, man. All right, moving on. LLY, Eli Lilly and Company, 39% IV. Yes, Reddit, baby. Ticker symbol for Reddit is RDDT. And their implied volatility, 64%. Pretty awesome volatility right there. Spotify, who cares about them? 38% IV. Uber, Uber Technologies, obviously 37% IV. So those are the new funds that they filed for. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Obviously, all these up here, these are filed too. They've been filed. They have their tickers, but they didn't launch, right? Who's a good one? I think Roku. I love Roku, the product. I don't know the company, so and I think it would be pretty stable. Target, obviously. Actually, Target is, who knows lately, man, with freaking Target. But Zoom, I don't want half of these. I don't know. What about KWeb? KWeb is like another OARK, right? Because it's a fund of funds. It's a fund of China funds, right? So that could be interesting. A little international exposure. I'm not sure why they didn't launch that one, honestly. Maybe they will now. Maybe since this trade war thing is almost over, maybe they'll launch it. What do you guys think? Would you guys want KWebby up in your profile? What do you think? What's the IV on KWeb? Let's see. That's it? Oh, my God, 32%. That's not good. Not the good at all. All right, so that's pretty much it on the distribution announcement. I guess you guys want to hear about recovery rates. I could start with Group B. Actually, no, I could start with Group A and just go down. If you guys want to talk about the recovery rates, which will be, well, actually, let me make sure the recovery rates. Probably, yeah, it should pull from week 9. Okay, all right, so it's pulling from the prior week. And I just want to make sure Group D is as well. All right. I want to make sure all of them are actually. AU, yeah. So AU, and then here's Group D, AU, okay. All right. So I'm going to go over recovery rates, all right? Nobody's commenting. What's going on, guys? There's 125 of you. Maybe you're You're loving this. Maybe you're loving it so much you want to listen. All right, so let's take a look. So what is recovery rate? I mean, to keep it simple, it's basically how much the fund has gone up since the prior ex-dividend date. And then you compare that amount to the prior distribution. And then the question is, did they recover in price by at least the amount they paid out in the distribution? Okay. And the answer on TSLY is no. Nope. Nope. And nope. Because why? Because TSLY dropped, man. It dropped a lot. It's recovering now, and it's recovering pretty fast. But overall, no, it did drop too much. It dropped 22 cents per share. OARK, they gained 59%, 59 cents per share, and that's more than enough to cover their prior distribution. So that's a 189% recovery rate. And then there's GUI. That's a 63-cent gain. That's a 182% recovery rate. And then we got what we got. Zomo, they went down 18 cents, so nothing for them. YBIT, 50-cent gain. That's a 57% recovery rate. SNOI, 223. That's a 170% recovery rate. TSMY, 143, 181% recovery rate. And then Crash and FEAT, not so much. FIVY, actually 111% recovery rate, so pretty good for them. All right, moving on to Group B. FIVY has gone up $1.36. That's about 83% of their prior payment. FIVY, 131. I'm just going to read the percentages. FIVY, 205% recovery rate. JPMO, 117% recovery rate. Murney, look at you, 205% recovery rate. And GDXY, 144% recovery rate. Everything else is in the red except Platy. Platy did recover about 85% of their prior payment. And that's pretty good considering their prior payment was massive. All right. Let's go to Nefly. Nefly, yo. 8.78% recovery rate. That sucks. Coney, 4.08% recovery rate. MSFO, 67% recovery rate. AMDY, 70% recovery rate. PP, 59% recovery rate. ABNY, there you go. Winner, 116% recovery rate. CVNY, 32% recovery rate. And 159% recovery rate. And then Fiat, 3% recovery rate. And then we get down to Group D again, but they just paid, so you got to give them a break. However, DISO, 93% recovery rate already. AMZ, 70% recovery rate already. Everyone else is kind of like, meh, so nothing too exciting there. All right, so that's the update on the recovery rates. All right, so that's the update on YieldMax. Let me just show you options. Take a look at some of my options trades. Today is the 11th. So what did I do today? Tesla continues to go up. And since I had more calls, more contracts, more shares to sell covered calls on, that's what I did. But I'm keeping it safe because you never know with Tesla. It might keep going up. Tesla at the time was $13.26. I sold a call at $17, which was 28% out of the money. The delta on that trade was 13 cents. The payment for that trade was 18 cents. The premium payment per share, 18 cents. And the what was I going to say? The if you annualize that, sucker, 55%. So again, not bad, but again, I'm selling a call into next Friday only so I can raise the strike price a little higher and still get a respectable premium. So where does that leave me? If I scroll down to the bottom here, you can kind of see, all right, I got 700 total shares. I'm now selling calls on 600. So I only have 100 I can play with. All right, so I'm not going to do anything else today. If Tesla is up yet again tomorrow, then yes, I'm going to sell another call. Because why the hell not? The only reason I'm not today is because it might go up tomorrow. I'm trying to limit myself just in case there is more upside. Now, what about the ones that are in the money? All right. So if we go here, we look for the negative numbers, right? So these are all my open positions. If you look here, I have a call at 11, right? That sucks, right? $11 call. TSLL is at 13. This is 16% in the money. So today is what? Wednesday. So I should roll this. I could roll it today, or I could roll it tomorrow. I'll probably roll it tomorrow, to be honest. I'm not. It could get assigned early though, too. You have to keep that in mind. But it's I ain't scared. You know what? If it gets assigned early, so be it. You know, let it be. All right. What about this one? This one's in danger as well. It's a $13 call. TSLL again. What's it at? 13.13. So whatever. It's good. I'm leaving that one alone too. Everything else is still out of the money, so we'll have to see how the rest of the week goes. Now, I do have a lot of puts, right? My strikes on the puts, 9, 10, 11, 13. I didn't even know I had a $13 put. And I have a 12. So I have a 9, 10, 11, 12, and a $13 put. So, again, if this 11 gets assigned and say TSLL closes at, you know, I don't know, 12 something, then this will get assigned too. And I'll basically be swapping 100 shares in and out, which is fine with me, right? Fine with me. And I may let that happen, actually, now that I'm looking at this. But, hey, who knows, man? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But, yeah, that's where I stand. Again, I got 5 puts, and I got how many calls? 6 calls. 5 puts and 6 calls. 11 trades going on with TSLL. That's nuts. Misty is not green today, so no, I'm in no rush to oh no, it is green. Misty is at 21.28. Again, I want to sell a call for 23, but it's got to be worth it, man. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm in no rush. Let's just say that. I want decent premium. I'm not giving away my shares unless it's got to be something. I want something that's worth it. And I'll run the numbers. Maybe I'll take a look. TNA, I didn't do anything yet on TNA, but the problem with TNA is, if you look down here, oh my God, I own 500 shares. I sold calls on 500 shares. So I can't sell calls. And TNA today is up. It's barely up, but it's up. It's at 33.37. Now, out of these, 5 calls, I got 2 in the money. I got a 31 and I got a 33. So let's look at my puts. I got a 30, a 31. So, right, what should I do? Should I sell another put? Right, it's a $32 put to challenge it to go up in price, right? Because TNA is at 33. Wonder what a $32 put would pay me. Let's see for fun. Craps and giggles, right? All right, so we do this put. Today is the 11th. Yeah, I know. I got to go to the spaces too. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, I'm going to join their spaces. I'm not trying to overlap what they're doing, believe me. But I will move over to Wolf Financial spaces. So feel free to share the link in here, Brandon, if you want, and then obviously we can get other people to go. So all right, so 613.25. So obviously that would be a 2 DTE. Stock price of TNA right now is 33.39. And strike price I'd be looking for is 32. Okay. So the question is, how much can I get for that? So if I go here and I go to trade, TNA is already up. I go to June 13th. And I want to go to this is Thinkorswim, guys. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And no, I cannot zoom in, unfortunately. But if I go to the put side, it's on the right. I'm looking for a 32. The bid is at 21. The ask is 23. And the last is 22 cents. All right. So to be safe, let's plug in 21 cents and let's see what that yields. 82%. 82%. So, and again, what's the risk? If TNA goes below 32, I'll have to buy the shares at 32. But, you know, we'll kind of be okay with that, right? Because What do we got? We got a $31 call, and that's the lowest. So, anyway, so that'll give us a 31 put. Are we scared that TNA is going to go down? Not really. What's the delta on this? Let's take a look. Delta for the 32 is 0.21. Same as the, wait, is that right? Let's make sure that's right. Yeah, pays 20. Yeah, delta is 0.21. So, all right. So what do we do? Should we do it? What do you guys think? Should we sell a put on TNA for $32 to challenge it? Right? I dare you to go down, right? And why do we dare you to go down? Because our covered calls are in danger, right? So we sell a $32 put and it goes down. Obviously, now our put will be in danger. Which would you rather? Either way, you're making money. That's the beauty about it. So that's the good part. So, all right. Yeah. I already got this far. I might as well commit to it. So let's just do it. All right. So what do? We right click, sell, single. So this says, again, this is probably really hard to read, but it comes up on the bottom. Sell -1, auto TNA, June 13th, $32 strike put. You want to hit the lock. I'll go for the 22 cents. Why not? And then we'll do a confirm and send, right? Again, the danger is, do you think TNA is going to go down the rest of the week? And I would say, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who the hell knows? All right. Let's see. I'm going to do this. Confirm. All right. So you're going to get a credit of 22. Da, 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 da. All right. Send. All right. I don't know if you heard that noise, but it went through. So obviously, if I go now to monitor, we see another put. Where is it? 25. Oh, it's down here. $32 put. Yeah. So now we have 1, 2, 3. All right. We have 3 puts now. Yep, 3. So since we got 22 cents, that is actually an 86% yield. And that also increases our total income for TNA for this week to $75, which helps our overall weekly income, which is now at $313. The goal is $351. So all I have to make in the next 2 days is $38. All right. Good stuff. All right. That's it, man. That's it. What do you guys think? Is that good stuff? Is there anything else? Do you guys have any Q&A, or do you want me to? Should I hop off and join the spaces with Wolf Financial? What do you guys think? You guys let me know. Doesn't matter to me. I'll talk to you guys, or I'll talk to them. I know we're just on chat, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, send the link to spaces, someone, so everyone can come join. Make sure you say Rod sent you, right? I came from Rod's Live, right? I left Rod's Live for this. All right. Anyway, yeah. So let's get over there. We're going to head over there. So as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we'll try again tomorrow. I swear, tomorrow. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments down below. Outside of that, I'm not doing a keyword. So you guys don't have the link to, all right, let me find it, and I'll put it in the, usually they send it to me in a message. I didn't get it. This didn't get it today. Let me see. Here it is. Yep. All right, let me share. Copy link. There you go. I just put it in the chat if you guys want to come over and join, and then we'll go from there. All right. I saw your question, Freddie. What do I think about granted shares? I'm not sure which fund you're talking about, but like TSYY, for example. Again, I when I first saw it, again, it's a different strategy, and I honestly, I'd have to revisit it. So unfortunately, we'll pull that up in another video. If you want, please join another video and we'll go through it. But it's not it's just a different type of fund. I believe they sell out of the money puts from what I recall, but I don't know. All right. Anyway, I'm out of here, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching and have a great day. I'll see you all in the spaces. Wolf Financial. All right. Ooh.